Scituate, welcome. It is Monday the 13th, and just a few small things before I send it over to our town administrator for a bigger update. Just want to let you know that there's going to be a charter review committee meeting, virtual meeting today at 6 o'clock, and also the CPC will be meeting today at 7, also a virtual meeting. Also, folks should know that on Wednesday at 5:30, there's going to be a joint select board and also a school committee meeting to hopefully fill the vacancy on the school committee. And so with that, I want to send it over to Jim.
Good morning. Thanks, Andrew. Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day here in Scituate. We'll start off with our water updates. We finished the water main construction on Old Open Bucket Road. The work that's going on there now, the laterals to each home, the individual services, that is continuing. Again, as soon as we're finished on Old Open Bucket, the contract will move down to Brook Street up to Tilden, and then a short portion of Tilden. The average demand for the treatment plant last week was 1.306 million gallons per day, down a little bit from the week before, but not by much. The manganese levels in the reservoir continue to drop. However, they are still high enough at this point where they can cause discoloration of the water. We'll continue to monitor that usage. One of the things the new treatment plant will help us deal with is that iron and manganese in our surface water. The reservoir for the first time, I think this year, was at a negative. It was -6 inches. However, TAC factory is still +5. We dropped the reservoir levels down on purpose. We were getting concerned about how high the reservoir was getting with some tropical storms coming in. So the reservoir was dropped just to provide us with additional capacity should those storms come. Rainfall over the last 5 days was 0.98 inches. The equipment at the pilot study is still there. We are taking a pause right now in the pilot study. We're bringing in some new equipment to try something different down at the water treatment plant, but that is ongoing. People who watched the board meeting last week saw that the water department did give an update. They announced to the board that we did have an additional TTHM violation. TTHM is a byproduct of the chlorination process. We had one last year. We have another one this year. So the notice on that will be going out to residents this week. So people should expect that this week or beginning of next week. That is another thing that we have ongoing that a new water treatment plant will help prevent in the future. So it is an issue, but we're working to correct it. And that notice will go out this week. The COVID update this week is kind of incomplete. We only have numbers through Friday of last week. The state reporting was down over the weekend. The good news is, as of Friday, we only had 9 cases. We had 29 the last report, so we don't expect 20 cases just from over the weekend. So we do expect that number to be down from last week. We will update you when the state gets the number up and running, but the state has not reported our numbers or their numbers for the weekend. And as soon as we get those numbers, we'll post them again on the website. Our positivity rating for the week was 2.52, which is down slightly from the 2.83. Plymouth County was at 3.71, down from 3.9. And the state was at 2.52, up very slightly from 2.43. So those numbers are good. They're not going up, which is great. Kind of staying about the same. We'll continue to monitor those. As we've talked about, we are not putting a mask mandate in place at this point. We'll continue to keep an eye on those numbers. If they start jumping substantially over a period of time, then the Board of Health will have a meeting to discuss whether or not a mask mandate is appropriate for the entire town of Scituate. Out on the roads, if you go up First Parish, you'll see that working on the sidewalk from Country Way up towards the Council on Aging. They're putting down the base coat on that sidewalk. You can see the curbing that's been put in for the new sidewalk on the opposite side of the street, connecting Central Park. So we're very excited about that. That work will be ongoing. Once the sidewalk is completed, that road will be paved. The additional roads off there, Jefferson Lane, Washington Lane, Clifton Ave, and Thomas Ave, those are all finished. They've been paved. I'll continue to remind people as soon as we finish this paving on First Parish, we will have the police out there running radar, as newly paved surfaces tend to turn into speedways. So a word to the wise, once that pavement goes down, we will be running radar up there in a very concerted effort. The Steedman Rink renovations are ongoing. If you go over there now, you'll see that the paving is down. The boards are up. The contractor was there today installing the fencing along the top of the boards. That should be finished probably end of this week, beginning of next week, at which point they'll be looking to put down the finished surface. As I discussed last week, due to the hurricanes and the power loss from the ice storms in Texas last year, the material for the surfacing is getting hard to get. Some of the same stuff we use to do the thermoplastic lines on the street that we haven't been able to get. So there could be a delay in that. We're hoping not right now. We are still scheduled to be finished sometime around the end of September. Well 17A continues to work on that. We're starting the testing phase. That'll bring 250,000 gallons roughly of good, clean water back into the system on a daily basis when we get that up and running. Widows Walk is ongoing. Please drive by, take a look. You get a look at what the clubhouse is going to look like. It's taking shape. Also, the parking lot right now, the big focus is on getting the interior done and doing the drainage and the work outside to take care of the drainage and the runoff. We're also doing some work on one of the wells down there, so you can see that as it's going. Hummerock Fire Station, the quarters are framed. The trusses are going up on the apparatus bay right now. So that is moving along. That will be finished again by the fall, so that we can get the truck off Fourth Cliff and put it back inside before the winter. Reminded of seniors that the Council on Aging lunch program has started. Monday through Thursdays at 12 o'clock. You can get a great hot lunch for $5. The complete menu is available on the town's website, on the Council on Aging page, or on the Council on Aging newsletter if you get that. I will not go through the whole menu every Monday, but today is baked stuffed chicken breast and tomorrow's pulled pork sandwich. If you want to know the rest of the week, you can go to the website. But for $5, it is really a great place for seniors to go, have a really good lunch, have some companionship and some fun times. So I urge any senior, get up there, have some lunch, and I think you'll enjoy it. Cedar Point works continuing. What they're going to do now is they will pulverize that road. The road is in such bad condition that it really can't be reclaimed. So that road will be pulverized down to the dirt. It'll be tamped down, put back down, and then paved. So that is expected to be done before the fall. The contractor is doing that work even as we speak. We have another tropical storm. Tropical Storm Nichols is expected to impact the Gulf Coast of Texas today and tomorrow. It is bringing rain between 5 and 10 inches in places and up to 20 inches of rain in isolated spots. That is a very slow moving storm, but it will be making its way in this direction at some point. We'll keep you informed of what impacts we think Tropical Storm Nichols is going to have. As part of that storm prep, though, you'll notice the DPW crews are removing the Moby mats from the beaches to get those out of the way so we can clean up after a storm. So the beach Moby mats will be coming out today and tomorrow, unfortunately, even though we have some nice weather coming in preparation for fall storm work. That's what I have for today, except to congratulate the high school football team for their season opening victory Friday night. I don't want to take Bill's thunder, but I understand it was a fantastic game. So congratulations to the high school football team.
Thank you, Jim. And morning, everybody. Yeah, it was a great first week of school, and I'd like to start off with our weekly wellness update for the 3 days of school. We're happy to report that there were 0 cases within the schools this week. Each Friday, we'll communicate with our community the COVID data from the week beginning on the previous Friday at 3 p.m., as well as the Massachusetts weekly COVID data numbers. So we sent that first email blast out to our community on Friday, and we'll continue to do that each Friday. So you can plan on having that updated information. We'll also report it here each Friday, Monday morning. And for the 2021-22 school year, we're excited to be able to have 2 testing programs as an extra layer that weren't available last year to protect against COVID-19 and keep our ultimate goal of having full-time back in-person schooling and not having any lapses in our education. So the programs have 2 components. They're symptomatic testing for students who show symptoms of COVID-19 at school, and then a test and stay, which is for students who may have been exposed while in school but are not showing symptoms. We have a safe and strong health and safety plan on our website that I advise you to go to that has all our updated information on all things health and safety and COVID, and that is updated regularly. The website page is scituate.k12.ma.us. As Town Administrator Boudreau had mentioned, we had a great first week of school with athletics. There are almost 400 students participating at the high school in fall sports, which is, I believe, a record. The students, athletes, and coaches have been working hard along with the parents to prepare for a successful year. Everybody competed last week except for cross country, who will get going this week. And the weekend culminated with a extremely powerful 9/11 remembrance. It includes Stars and Stripes theme on Friday night at the football game, with a win too. The evening was spectacular, and it was one of a kind event. And I think all who are in attendance will remember it. Some of the highlights of the night were there were about 3,000 community members present. Youth athletes from all the sports were there to enjoy the game and support the high school students. The coin toss for the game was performed by veteran Chris Lassard, a Scituate resident, and bugler Ben Short played taps, and Scituate High School senior Joel Shimada sang the national anthem. So really well done, and thank you for all, and thank you for all for coming. It was a spectacular night. Over the next few weeks, you'll be seeing our schools participate in what we're calling expectation nights, where families are welcome to come in, and I encourage you to do so, to meet the teachers, administrators, and support personnel of your schools and hear about our expectations for this year. Also to get your questions answered. So those will be happening. Those will be going out to each individual school family via the newsletter. And finally, just for folks that want to participate in the school and be more connected, in our goal this year of encouraging more collaboration with our families and our greater community. One of the best ways we believe to do this is through transparent communication. So each week our district sends out a digital newsletter called Thursday Thoughts to all our families, and we want to include the greater community. So if you're listening and you do not get that, we'd like you to. So if you could email. So wish everybody a great, so thank you.
I also neglected to mention there's a flu clinic coming up on September 30th, and you can register online from the town website. You can go there and register ahead of time, since we're also coming up on that. With that, please, I just ask you, please support your local business, find a good business around town, maybe haven't visited in a while, and see what they have to offer. With that, take care.